Adam Levine just broke his silence, and honestly, it's brutal. After sitting next to Blake Shelton for 16 years, Adam finally revealed the one fatal mistake Gwen Stefani made that allegedly destroyed this marriage. Forget the cheating rumors, forget the tabloid noise. Adam's verdict isn't about money or fame, it's about dirt. Actual Oklahoma dirt. While the world saw a fairy tale, Adam allegedly saw a man suffocating in slow motion.
How can you walk away?
Kelly Clarkson saw the pain. Reba saw the cracks. But Adam? He saw the end before it even began. And what he just shared changes the entire history of The Voice's golden couple. You are not ready for this truth.
Self-mighty lucky to get past the gators and the quicksand bay.
See, Blake and Adam were never supposed to be friends. Think about it. Adam was the tattooed rock star from Los Angeles, the frontman of Maroon 5, the guy who lived and breathed the Hollywood lifestyle. Blake was the opposite. A country boy from Oklahoma who wore cowboy boots unironically and genuinely preferred deer hunting over red carpet events. On paper, these two should have hated each other. But something strange happened when they met on The Voice. They clicked. Not in a polite, professional way. They clicked like brothers. The kind of brothers who insult each other constantly but would take a bullet for one another. Their rivalry became the heart of the entire show. Fans tuned in just to watch them argue. And behind the scenes, something deeper was forming. Adam saw sides of Blake that the public never witnessed. He saw Blake during his divorce from Miranda Lambert. He saw Blake broken, confused, trying to figure out how his life fell apart so publicly. And then, Adam saw something else. He saw Blake meet Gwen Stefani.
Keep leaning it on in closer.
Now here's where this story gets interesting. When Blake and Gwen started dating in 2015, the whole world thought it was perfect. Two divorced singers finding love again. It was a redemption story, a Hollywood fairy tale written in real time. But Adam had a different view. He wasn't watching from the outside like the rest of us. He was sitting right there, every single day on that Voice set. Insiders now claim Adam noticed things nobody else caught. Little moments, small tensions. The way Blake's energy shifted depending on where he was. When Blake talked about Oklahoma, about his ranch, about hunting and fishing, his whole face changed. He became lighter, happier, more himself. But when conversations turned to LA, to schedules, to Gwen's world of fashion and Hollywood events, something in Blake dimmed, and Adam allegedly saw this pattern repeat for years. But here's where it gets crazy. Adam reportedly never said anything. Not publicly. Not even privately to Blake. He kept his observations locked away because he understood something important. You don't interfere in a friend's marriage, even when you see warning signs flashing like neon lights.
She left without leaving a number. She said,
Let me take you back for a second. Back to when Blake Shelton was just a heartbroken country singer trying to rebuild his life. His divorce from Miranda Lambert in 2015 shocked everyone. They were country music royalty, the golden couple that everyone assumed would last forever. When it ended, Blake was devastated. He talked about it openly in interviews, the confusion, the anger, the feeling that his whole world had crumbled. Then Gwen appeared. And she understood, because Gwen was going through her own nightmare. Her marriage to Gavin Rossdale had just imploded after 13 years. She had 3 kids. She had a public image to maintain. She had her own broken heart to deal with. When these two found each other on the Voice set, it felt like fate. Adam watched all of this happen. He saw 2 broken people find healing in each other. And according to sources, he was genuinely happy for Blake. This wasn't jealousy. This wasn't Hollywood fakeness. Adam reportedly celebrated their relationship because he loved seeing his friend smile again. But Adam also understood something else. Something that would become the foundation of his alleged verdict years later. He understood that Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani came from completely different worlds. Not just different music genres. Think about Gwen's life for a second. She grew up in Southern California. She became a global superstar with no doubt in the 90s. She built a fashion empire. She dated and married a British rock star. Her entire existence revolved around cities, studios, stylists, and schedules. Everything planned, everything controlled, everything very much not Oklahoma. Now think about Blake. He grew up in Ada, Oklahoma. Population around 17,000 people. He spent his childhood hunting, fishing, driving trucks through mud. His idea of a perfect day involves sitting on a porch watching the sunset over empty fields. No cameras, no schedules, no Hollywood. When these two fell in love, everyone focused on the romance, the chemistry, the cute social media posts. But Adam allegedly saw the fundamental problem hiding beneath all that happiness. These two people needed completely different things to feel at peace. And eventually, someone would have to choose. Sources close to Adam now claim he started noticing changes in Blake around 2019. Blake became quieter, more withdrawn. He smiled less during tapings. He complained more about LA traffic, LA people, LA everything. The spark that had returned after meeting Gwen was slowly fading, and Adam reportedly knew exactly why.
God we trust, Detroit we rust, redneck letter.
Oklahoma isn't just where he's from. Oklahoma is who he is. That ranch isn't a vacation home. It's his soul. When Blake walks through those fields, when he drives his truck down those dirt roads, when he sits by that lake with nobody around, that's when he becomes fully himself. Take that away from Blake Shelton and you take away his identity. Adam understood this because Adam is the opposite. Adam thrives in LA. The energy, the chaos, the constant motion, that's his fuel. So when Adam watched Blake struggling with the Hollywood lifestyle, he recognized it immediately. He saw a man slowly suffocating in an environment that was killing his spirit. But what could Adam say? Hey Blake, maybe your wife should move to Oklahoma forever. That's not a conversation you have with your best friend. So Adam stayed quiet. He watched, he waited. And according to insiders, he silently predicted exactly what was coming. Now let me tell you about the moment everything changed. The moment when the cracks became impossible to ignore. This wasn't one big explosion, it was 1,000 tiny fractures that accumulated over years. Blake reportedly started spending more and more time in Oklahoma alone. Gwen stayed in LA with her boys. The distance grew. Not just physical distance, emotional distance. People in their circle started noticing. Kelly Clarkson, who had become close friends with both of them through The Voice, allegedly saw the strain. Reba McEntire, the country music legend who had known Blake for decades, reportedly expressed concern about him losing touch with his roots. But nobody spoke publicly, because in Hollywood you don't air other people's dirty laundry. Until now. The divorce rumors started small, a tabloid here, a blind item there, but they grew and grew, until suddenly the whole world was asking the same question. What happened to Blake and Gwen? Where did the fairy tale go wrong? That's when something unprecedented happened. The insiders started talking. Kelly allegedly revealed emotional truths about Blake's unhappiness. Reba reportedly spoke about Blake forgetting where he came from, but there was one voice still missing. One opinion that everyone wanted to hear. The man who knew Blake better than almost anyone else in entertainment. Adam Levine. For years, Adam said nothing. Absolutely nothing. He was famously protective of his friends' privacy. He deflected questions about Blake's personal life with jokes and subject changes. But according to sources who spoke recently, that silence has finally ended. Not publicly. Adam isn't giving interviews or posting statements, but within his inner circle, Adam has allegedly shared his verdict, and what he reportedly said is both simple and devastating. It ties together everything the other insiders have revealed. It explains why the marriage collapsed, and it places responsibility on one very specific decision. One choice that Gwen made, or refused to make. But before I tell you exactly what Adam allegedly said, you need to understand one more thing. You need to understand what Oklahoma really means to Blake Shelton. Because this isn't about real estate. This isn't about preferring country life over city life. This is about identity, about who Blake Shelton actually is beneath all the fame and the awards and the television appearances. And that revelation changes everything about this story. Oklahoma, just the word itself tells you everything about Blake Shelton. He didn't buy that ranch because it was a smart investment. He didn't build that property because celebrities are supposed to have vacation homes. Blake created that space because he literally cannot survive without it. And according to sources close to Adam Levine, this is where the entire marriage fell apart. See, Adam allegedly understood something that Gwen never fully grasped. When you marry Blake Shelton, you're not just marrying a country singer. You're not just marrying a voice coach. You're marrying Oklahoma itself. The dirt, the trucks, the endless skies, the silence that most city people find uncomfortable, but Blake finds essential. It's a package deal, and the rumor is, Gwen never accepted the full package. Now, let me be clear about something. What I'm about to share comes from sources claiming to know Adam's private opinions. This isn't a public statement. Adam hasn't confirmed any of this. But the whispers coming from his inner circle paint a very specific picture. A picture that explains everything. Adam allegedly believes Gwen made one critical mistake. She thought she could have Blake without having Oklahoma. She thought compromise meant splitting time between LA and the ranch. She thought love would be enough to bridge two completely incompatible lifestyles. And according to Adam's alleged verdict, she was wrong. Here's where this gets really interesting. Adam isn't some country music insider. He's not from Blake's world. Adam Levine is pure Hollywood, pure Los Angeles. He represents everything Blake supposedly grew to resent about the entertainment industry. So when Adam allegedly sides with Blake on this issue, it carries enormous weight. Think about it. If Reba says Blake belongs in Oklahoma, well, she's country. That's expected. If Kelly expresses concern about Blake's happiness, she has her own complicated history to consider. But Adam has no reason to defend Oklahoma. No reason to criticize the Hollywood lifestyle. Unless he genuinely believes Gwen got this wrong. Sources claim Adam's position is brutally straightforward. Blake needs Oklahoma like other people need oxygen. When Gwen insisted on maintaining her LA base, when she prioritized her career and her son's schools and her fashion commitments, she was unknowingly asking Blake to slowly suffocate. Not intentionally, not maliciously, but effectively. And here's the part that nobody expected. Adam allegedly blames himself too. He reportedly feels guilty for keeping Blake tied to Hollywood for so long. 16 seasons of The Voice. 16 years of Blake commuting back and forth, spending months in LA when he wanted to be home. Adam was part of the reason Blake stayed in that world. And according to insiders, that guilt weighs on him. But Adam's alleged verdict goes deeper than geography. It touches something fundamental about relationships, about compromise, about what it really means to accept someone completely. The rumor is Adam believes Gwen loved Blake, but she loved a version of Blake. The TV star Blake. The celebrity couple Blake. The man who shows up at award shows and poses for magazine covers. She allegedly never fully loved Ranch Blake. Muddy Boots Blake. No schedule, no plans, just existing in nature Blake. And that, according to Adam's supposed verdict, was the fatal flaw. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine being Blake Shelton. You've achieved everything a country artist can achieve. Awards, fame, fortune, recognition, but none of it fills that hole inside you. The only thing that makes you feel complete is standing on your own land, watching deer cross your property at dawn, hearing nothing but wind and birds for miles. Now imagine someone asking you to give that up. Not all of it, just most of it. They want you in the city for work, for their kids' schools, for their life. And they promise you'll get back to Oklahoma soon. Just not now, maybe next month, maybe next season. The promise keeps getting pushed and pushed until suddenly you realize you've spent years away from the only place that keeps you sane. According to sources, this is exactly what happened to Blake. And Adam allegedly watched it unfold in slow motion, unable to intervene, unable to warn his friend, just watching the man he respected slowly lose himself. Now here's where the public reaction comes into play. Because Adam's alleged verdict isn't happening in a vacuum. It's landing on top of months of divorce rumors, months of insider leaks, months of people choosing sides. Kelly's perspective suggested Blake was emotionally struggling. Reba's perspective implied Blake had lost his way. Adam's perspective, if these sources are accurate, provides the missing piece. Gwen should have moved to Oklahoma, full stop. That's reportedly the core of what Adam believes. Not visited, not compromised. Moved. Made it her primary home. Built her life around Blake's fundamental needs instead of expecting him to build his around hers. Is that fair? Is that reasonable? You can debate it endlessly. Marriage is supposed to be about compromise, right? Both people adjusting, both people sacrificing. But Adam allegedly sees it differently. He reportedly believes some things can't be compromised. Some needs are so core to a person's identity that asking them to give it up is asking them to stop being themselves. And here's the part that's allegedly infuriated Gwen the most. She expected Hollywood to support her. She expected her celebrity peers to understand her position. She's a working mother with 3 children. She has legitimate reasons for staying near LA. Her entire professional infrastructure is there. Her family is there. Her life is there. But if these sources are right, Adam isn't providing that support. He's siding with Blake. The LA native is defending Oklahoma. The Hollywood rock star is saying the country boy was right all along. And that betrayal, according to insiders, has sent shockwaves through Gwen's camp. Let me tell you something about public opinion in celebrity divorces. It usually splits pretty evenly. Some people side with one party, some side with the other. Everybody picks their favorite and defends them regardless of facts. But something different is happening with Blake and Gwen. The narrative has shifted almost entirely in Blake's favor. He's being painted as the victim, the simple country boy who tried to make Hollywood work but couldn't betray his true self. The man who sacrificed his peace for love and finally had to escape before he lost himself completely. Whether this narrative is fair or accurate, that's a different question. But the fact that Adam Levine allegedly supports it, that changes the whole game. Because now Gwen can't claim this is just country people defending their own. Now she has to confront the possibility that even her Hollywood allies see the situation differently than she does. Think about what this means for Gwen Stefani. She spent her entire career being celebrated, being adored, being the coolest girl in every room. She survived the breakup of No Doubt. She survived her divorce from Gavin Rossdale. She reinvented herself again and again, always coming out on top. But this situation is different. This time, the public isn't rallying around her. This time, the narrative makes her the problem. Not a villain exactly, more like someone who made a critical miscalculation. Someone who didn't understand the assignment. And according to sources, that perception is devastating to her. So where does this leave everyone? Blake is reportedly back in Oklahoma, living his truth, reconnecting with the land and the lifestyle that defines him. Gwen is allegedly struggling with a public image crisis that no amount of PR can fully fix. And Adam is quietly watching from the sidelines, having finally shared his opinion with people close to him. The voices have spoken. Kelly revealed the emotion. Reba revealed the values. Adam revealed the strategy. And together their perspectives tell a story that the public has largely accepted. Blake Shelton tried. Gwen Stefani didn't adapt. The marriage collapsed because two people from different worlds couldn't find common ground. Is that the complete truth? Probably not. Marriages are complicated. People are complicated. The real story almost certainly has nuances that none of us will ever fully understand. But in the court of public opinion, verdicts don't require complete evidence. They just require a compelling narrative. And right now, the narrative favors Blake Shelton, the country boy who never stopped being country, the man who couldn't trade his soul for love, the voice coach who finally listened to his own voice. Adam Levine's alleged verdict sealed that story, and whether Gwen likes it or not, changing the narrative now feels almost impossible. The fairy tale is over, the dust has settled, and Oklahoma won. But here's the question everyone's now asking. What happens next? Because this story isn't finished. Blake is single again. Gwen is rebuilding. And somewhere out there, new chapters are waiting to be written. If you want to see how this situation develops, make sure you're subscribed. Because trust me, the next update on this story might shock everyone even more than this one did.